Hey guys, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. I've decided to do a reading vlog. I finally finished Emma in the Night by Wendy Walker, and it took me an astoundingly long time to finish this book. Usually it takes me about a week to read a full novel, but I just haven't found the time, so I've decided I want to start vlogging whenever I get a chance to read and see where that might take me, because I've just been so out of sorts with myself lately. So, you know, whether it be on the bus on the way to work in the mornings, I just want to see where I find the time to read, and I feel like doing that through a reading vlog is going to be really fun. I really enjoy watching reading vlogs, and from my last video where I mentioned how I don't know what to be doing with my booktube channel anymore, if I want to continue it, I received so many amazing messages from you, and I just want to take that all into consideration. A lot of you said that you love vlogs, so that's what I'm gonna do. I might not look very pretty, I'm all cozied up in my Brisbane hoodie and having a coffee in bed before work, so this is my time to vlog a little bit, read a little bit. This book is about two sisters from a dysfunctional family, and they go missing, and 3 years later one of them returns. I feel like this entire book is one massive puzzle. It's just drenched in these unlikable, unreliable characters. I really enjoyed the juxtaposition in this novel. It's told from 2 points of views, and that's something that I really love in a book. The alternating points of views in this are very choppy and confusing, but I think that that's what the author intended to do. She really wants to keep you guessing in this book. We have the point of view from Cass, one of the sisters that's returned after all these years, and she's just retelling her story of where she was and how she got home. And then we also have Abby, the forensic psychologist, who's dealing with the case. There's these unmistakable similarities between Abby and the two sisters that went missing. Their childhoods just seem to have things in common with the mother-daughter relationship. It revolves around both of their mothers having this narcissistic personality disorder. I do wish that we'd explored Abby's past a little bit more. The story is very focused on Cass and what happened to her and her sister, where I was really connecting with Abby at a stage, and I feel like her character fell a little bit flat for me because it's kind of hinted that she had this past, but you don't really dive into it, and I wish that we'd gotten a little bit more instead of just a teaser. Cass is a very immature and confusing main character, and I think that actually really works. It balances Abby out. I do just want to clarify here that this book is not a psychological thriller. It's merely a mystery, really. There's a small bit of suspense that's sprinkled into it. Overall, I just really feel like this book was very clinical. The author was just telling us what narcissistic personality disorder is. She wasn't showing it through a multi-layered, complex character. Wendy Walker portrays the disorder at its most purest evil form, and it's very interesting to get into that because I dealt with a narcissistic person when I was living in Spain. But that said, I do feel like it was, like I said, it was just too clinical. It was too... The entire writing style of it was very mechanical. The dialogue wasn't believable. It was also very random. I honestly had no idea where this book was going to go. It was... The randomness at stages just made me want to laugh because I was like, what is this? And I just felt like it had so much pointless filler put into it to create a full-length novel. Even though I do feel like the unpredictability of the book is kind of what saved it for me, because it was intriguing. It's a very contradictory novel, really. Like, it kept me guessing. I had to keep turning the pages, and it was quite addictive. And Walker has this way of really capturing your attention. She ends chapters on these giant cliffhangers, and it was fun, but there was just something not right about it. I guess I just wasn't a fan of the author's writing style, and that's why I only gave it a 2-star review. Last night I started reading The Perfect Mother by Amy Molly, which was just given to me by Hatchet Australia. I've been seeing it all over Instagram lately. This book is about a group of mothers who find each other online. They become friends because they're all connected through pregnancies and having their babies. It's just like this online group where they support and help each other, and then they decide to meet up in person. So they develop a friendship, and I'm still very early on. I've just finished chapter 2, so I don't know what's going to happen, but basically so far it's said very early on that the main character's in jail, something's happened, her child's gone missing, and it's all the mother's fault. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm extremely excited to learn more about this book. I read the first few chapters in bed last night. Mark read Lie to Me by J.T. Ellison. It's the first time we've actually just lied down in bed together and read, and it was lovely. Well, I didn't film it, obviously, because we were both knackered and just, you know, had a few chapters in bed before we literally passed out. He left early this morning and made me a coffee before he left because he is absolutely amazing. So I should probably stop filming and actually read a few chapters. I'll let you know how it goes. It's very intriguing and mysterious, and I love that there's all these little bits thrown in that are like, she's in jail, the child's missing, but how did it happen? So there's a lot of questions, and I like that. Yeah, I hope that I can actually read this book quicker than I read Emma in the Night. I hope I enjoy it more too. I'll let you know. I'm just busy packing my bag for work, so in here I've got all my usual stuff like my glasses and stuff, and I have one hazelnut latte, one peppermint tea, and one green tea, and that should keep me going for the day. Of course, as well, I've got my book, which I'll be reading on the bus on the way to work. At work, I normally listen to audiobooks, and right now I am listening to The Legacy by Yrsa Sigurðardóttir. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, I tried to get the correct pronunciation, but yeah, that's a thriller book that I've had for ages, and to be honest, I don't know why I didn't read it before, because it's actually really bloody good, and it amazes me that the books that you kind of put on the sideline and think you're going to get to later, they actually are the ones that completely blow you away. The Legacy is the first book in the Children's House series, and it follows a murder that is supposed to be for a punishment, but the only person that has what it takes to solve the case, who is there as a witness, is this little 7-year-old girl. But she is not cooperating with the police, she's really traumatized, and she just doesn't want to talk about what happened. It's her mother that died, and she was hiding under the bed. So it's all about this this policewoman that's looking after the little girl and trying to keep her safe, and the murderer is leaving all these hidden clues about why they did it, who they are, and it's very intriguing. I've got about 3-ish hours left of the audiobook, so I'll see if I can get around to doing that today. I didn't listen to any audiobooks at work yesterday because I've just got so much work to catch up on that requires my full attention, but if things get a little bit easier, then I will plug in my earphones and do some reading. I do normally listen to my audiobook on the way to work on the bus, but today I just feel like diving right into The Perfect Mother by Amy Molley. I am a little bit irritated. I wanted to read a full chapter in bed this morning, but chapter 2 is a little bit longer than the prologue in chapter 1, so I don't really like that in a book when the chapters are very sporadic, you know, like one could be really short and one could be really long. I like consistency so that I know how much time I need to dedicate if I want to get through one full chapter. I hate finishing it halfway through. There's a lot of kind of weird things in this book, like all these mothers, they don't call their children by their names, they call them the babies. And now the mothers have decided to go out and have a night out in the town. So Winnie, our main character, is very not focused on what she's doing. She keeps looking at her phone, she's just distracted, and the other mothers are kind of sensing that she's maybe got like postnatal depression or something like that. So yeah, they're all out of this club, and Winnie's baby Midras is with this new babysitter that one of the others have hired, and she's just feeling a little bit nervous, I think. So that's where we are in the book. Hey guys, so this is Brisbane. I'm just on my way to work. So I managed to finish the 3rd chapter on the bus, and it's great. Like it's very suspenseful and intriguing. This baby's gone missing now, and the mothers are all pickled because they've been out drinking on the piss. And so the police are at the house, and the babysitter called in that the baby's missing, and the mother's in an absolute panic. And I wouldn't say the writing is excellent, to be fair, but the story itself is very, very exciting, and I'm excited to carry on reading in my lunch break. So I'm on my way to Starbucks because I need a caffeine fix, and I need to take a photo of this book for Bookstagram. I'm a bit nervous to see how busy it is because it's like peak time for people to be leaving the offices and getting a coffee, but let's see how it goes. Oh, it doesn't look too busy, that's awesome. Maybe I've just picked the rush. Let's have a look. What do I want? Ooh, ice caramel macchiato. What is that? These drinks. So hungry. What do I want? Alright, I'm getting the strawberry shortcake with a shot of blonde espresso roast. Okay. Jade.
Jade.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Yep, that's great. Perfect. Okay guys, so I'm on my lunch break, relaxing underneath a tree, and it's just so nice and peaceful here. Everyone else has the same idea as me. Everyone's just zoning out, zenning out. This is lovely, delicious. It's the cheesecake frappuccino. So I don't know if it quite beats the macadamia frappuccino that I just had, the macadamia cocoa one. I had that the other day, which you could see pictures of on my Instagram. It was divine. I just love that nutty flavor. But I'm excited to, you know, get into this. So I decided to listen to a podcast today at work instead of The Legacy by Irosa Sigurdsdottir, whatever his name is. And I'm so glad that I did, because it got recommended to me, or to everyone, by Getting Hygge With It, April, and it's called Books in the Freezer, and it's just so great. It's all revolving about horror books, and I, as you know, I love thrillers, but horror is something I haven't invested a lot of time in. I've read It by Stephen King, which I've got a very unpopular opinion about that book. But I've read like We've Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson, but I haven't really read many other horrors. So it's really interesting to get these opinions and advice on books and movies in the horror genre to watch and read from them. At the start of every podcast, they start it with a quote from a well-known author, whether that be Shirley Jackson or Gillian Flynn or Stephen King. It's a really nice touch. I just really like them because it's nice to be able to relate to them. They have this deep-rooted passion and love for the horror genre, and I love listening to everything they have to say about it. I have found it really difficult to find readers that enjoy my kind of thing. A lot of people love the fluffy contemporaries and, you know, just the cozier books, but I haven't really found a big community of people that love horror and thriller, so it's really nice to kind of find my people. I'm literally binge watching their podcast at the moment. I'm already going on to podcast number 4, and that's just from today. I recently got into podcasts with Mark when we went traveling around Canada in a camper van. We started listening to true crime podcasts, and that's really, really interesting. But I haven't really gotten into other podcasts, so it's really fun to actually find one that I enjoy, and it's all centered around books, which obviously I'm very passionate about. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to today. It doesn't really get my Goodreads up or anything, but it's nice to kind of do something else rather than just keep trying to smash out books at work while I've got the time, while I'm busy filing papers away. It's kind of my time to just get my Goodreads back on track, but I'm like 5 books ahead of my Goodreads at the moment, so I'm kind of hoping that this is going to be a really nice podcast to just break away from reading, but still get recommended all these great books. They speak about so many awesome books. Like right now, I just really want to go buy The Haunting of Hill House and read that. But anyway, I'm going to shut up now and spend my lunch break enjoying my beautiful Starbucks coffee and The Perfect Mother by Amy Marley. Talk to you later. Okay, I've moved closer to the fountain, and I'm busy reading this book, and this one mother has decided that she's going to bank her son's umbilical cord, because apparently if they ever have a life-threatening disease, the umbilical cord can save them, and I have never heard of that in my life. That is just bonkers. I've just finished chapter 4. It's getting really intense and interesting, so going really well. I have to get back to work now, so I've got to put the book down and continue listening to my podcasts. But Mark and I have decided that in the evenings, for about like 10 to 15 minutes before we go to bed, we're just gonna, brush our teeth, get ready for bed, and then lie in bed and read a little bit of our books. So that's going to be just really nice to get some more reading done, you know, really make an effort to, because lately I haven't had all that time to read. We watch a lot of Suits or, I don't know, MasterChef or something until we literally are so exhausted we pass out. So to really dedicate a little bit of time to reading a chapter or even just a few pages is going to be great. So I will try and film a little bit later. If not, then I will see you next time for my reading vlog. Let me know if you enjoyed this. I'll see you later. Bye!